Greetings, all, on this rise. I went on live on Facebook. And the idea was I was going to download the live. And I don't know what happened. I spent all afternoon, not all afternoon, the bulk of the morning and a little bit of the afternoon trying to download the live. Spent virtually no time working on the article. I wanted the video to live so I could repost it multiple places. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I'm being shadow banned. I don't know if my post got reported. I don't know. Yet I don't know who would report my post because at least I think it's a good thing what I'm trying to do. I don't know. Maybe there's a few out there who don't like it. Who knows? Okay, what am I doing? What was the post about? My business and the various things that I'm doing for the business. And me wanting 100,000 signatures. I went on to explain the various ways why people need housekeeping services. I believe I talked about my great uncle, how he went blind approximately 10 years before his passing. And at least I think his house was always the cleanest house I've ever been in. Why do I keep thinking, what is that my hair? Is that my phone? Who's on my phone? Yeah, I got my notes. My phone. My laptop, not my phone. So, my uncle went blind about 10 years before he passed. And I think his house was the cleanest house I've ever been in. I mean, this man's house was the only house in the world possibly you could have eaten out of the toilet. That's how clean it was. Yet when he was blind, going into his house, it smelled very similar to a porta potty. I'm no psychologist. I'm not a therapist, but I do think that would have played a part in his self-esteem. I can see certainly where anybody's house smelling that bad, where it would mess up somebody's self-esteem. I went on to talk about women going through postpartum and postpartum psychosis, or postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis. Postpartum depression, I went through that. Each child, 1, 2, and 3. I was so bad with each one of them, where if you would have asked me during the postpartum period if I showered, if I brushed my teeth, if I washed my face, I couldn't tell you. The older two, if you would ask Candida, what did the kids eat today? It was noodles. Or the older two would have eaten like a sandwich or something. That's how bad it was. That's bad. Being a breastfeeding mom, the kids need nutrients. That was horrible. So, of course, the house was in disarray. The house was not cleaned by anybody's standards. That being said, I think anybody who goes through something similar to sudden blindness, someone who just had a baby, anybody who's postnatal, I think you should receive housekeeping services. And I think that it should be a part of standard health care. It is my opinion that 6 weeks of maternity leave is nowhere near enough. It is my opinion that anybody who is recovering from surgery should also receive housekeeping services. I expressed how my my daughter, she had multiple surgeries, and she was like, "Well, Mom, I could have got that too. Like, I could have gotten housekeeping services, even though I was a housekeeper, because it was my house. But I was also the housekeeper. I was the chef. I was the mediator because I had another child, and they would still fight. I was the chauffeur, even though I didn't have a car, and she was in a wheelchair, and we live in Buffalo, and it snows. So, yeah, you can imagine the struggle I had. And I could also imagine how much easier it would have been if I received some type of housekeeper services. Daily, weekly, monthly, something. So this brings me to the magazine. I had an idea for this magazine. I wanted to see how I can include other businesses. And I have a love of a variety of things. I like a lot. I like health. I like care about moms, botany and history. And so I decided to create 11 categories where 715 people, 715, would write an article based on those various categories. 65 are dedicated just to businesses. 65 are dedicated to Black-owned authors or businesses. And then the other sections, various other things. That said, I do see multiple ways each category can possibly be used for a business. Yeah, I have notes. I'm trying to make sure that I don't miss anything, because a lot of times I go unscripted. I miss something, so I decided to take some notes. So, the client botanical restoration soul care. Yeah, you know, I'm trying. Yeah, what I forget. Oh yeah, my book. I mean, you know what? As I'm thinking about it, let me go up and get my book. I decided also to create a book series. In the book series, I'm discussing various ways how and why people can suffer and struggle with maintaining their home. And let's see. In the book, I'm explaining how loss. Anybody who suffers from loss, you may struggle with maintaining your home. Domestic violence. And not all domestic violence is physical. So, this is the book, The Erased Heir, The Fall of the Firstborn. You know, sometimes when step parents come into children's lives, they don't necessarily care for the children. And that has effects on said child. And it was manifest in different ways in the child's life as the child grows. Sometimes, a lot of times, it can make the child stronger, but oftentimes, that child may struggle in life. And it can contribute to the parent struggling with maintaining their home. Yeah, like I said, various ways. There's a variety of ways why each and every person, each and every one of us can struggle maintaining your home. Now, it is my request that I'm asking, if you see this video, that you share it, you comment under it, you ask questions, okay? Back to the magazine. Okay, so the magazine, there'll be, like I said, 11 subjects. Each subject will have 65 articles, okay? And I am asking that each person limit their article to 200 words. I really want to avoid, because you can imagine 715 articles. That will be at least 715 interviews for 1 month. That's a lot. And then I also, I'm not editing these articles. Okay? I'm not going to edit your article. I am asking that each person share this article. This magazine, this digital magazine, will be available globally. So, if you're seeing this video, you can get the article. Any and everywhere. Squarespace is available. That's my website. Subscriber. Organizer, what have you. Anywhere that they're available, they will be able to get the article. And it's free advertisement. So if you share the article, you're sharing my business, and then you'll be sharing so many other businesses. That is one of my requests for the you give me, for the article. That's your payment. You share the article. Also, your payment is signing the signature challenge. Okay? Those two things. And those will cost you $0.00. I want to visit as many libraries, as many domestic violence shelters, as many homeless shelters as I can in Western New York. Okay? What I want you to do is purchase a book. Purchase a book, or go to my website and purchase some merch. Okay? You purchase a book, you will get $30 off a $300 service order. What is a service order? Housekeeping services. That is, it's $300 off a housekeeping service. Okay. Now, if you also purchase some merch, you will receive an additional $20 off the $300 service order. And I am working on a surprise. Okay. Now all profits from the book that is pre-ordered, you would have to go to my website or you go to Lulu, the third-party printing site. All, let's say I sell or sign 600 books. 10% of my profits will go to the domestic violence shelter, the homeless shelter, or wherever I'm at. I would love it if I can get at least 1,000 books signed per visit. I would love if you could share, like, and comment this. Like I said, I'm trying to remember, even though I have notes, I forget sometimes with the notes. Okay, so yeah, so this is, right now we're working in Western New York. What else? We are working in Western New York. We are working towards going throughout the state and state to state, eventually globally. Yes, I do believe big things can happen. What else? Am I forgetting? Like I said, if I forget anything, or if you can think of a question that you might have, I something not on my notes and something not on the video from this morning. I'm also looking for cold callers. Okay? If you have a wonderful salesperson and you can make some money selling my books, selling my products. Yeah. I want as many cold callers as possible, up to 20% per sale. Okay? I'm capping it at 20%. Yeah, so your first 3,000, you will get $140, and every $1,000 you'll get an increase up to 20%. Okay. So the more you make with Mother, the more you will get in your pockets. What else am I missing? Okay, so cleaners. I need as many cleaners as I can get, because like I said, I want to go all over Western New York, and I'm only one person, so I can't clean all of Western New York. This is a long video. I'm noticing 20 minutes. And I can't clean all over Western New York. So yeah, I have two things going on. I have more than two things going on. Okay, the audition clean works two ways, multiple ways. One way. For the cleaners, you test out the service to see if you want to be a cleaner. Okay, you will go for an audition clean. You will clean a spot. Okay. I'm telling you, it'll be sight unseen, and this will be an audition for the client as well. Okay, or this is an audition for everybody. The client will pay $82 for the audition clean for up to 3 hours. Okay. The cleaners, you will get $60 for the cleaning job / audition clean / interview. Yes, this will count as your interview. Why? Because you could pass the background check and be a horrible cleaner. Yeah. I don't want anybody going in and putting peroxide on colored fabric. That would be a tragedy. And since you are 1099s, I can't tell you how to clean. Okay? I can't do that. What I can do is say, let's do this audition clean. I can throw in a bunch of videos. This will be a good thing to watch. Everybody, it'd be a good idea to watch this video. Let's learn how to do this, if you want to. This may make us a better cleaner service. Yes, and it'll be auditioned for like a pre-audition for the public. This audition clean will be available publicly. Okay? It will be you will take before and after pictures or record before and after video. Okay? And it will be shared to the public. Before we share it to the public, we are going to make sure we blur out any identifying information. I would ask that the clients put all personal valuables up because, yeah. You have to pass your background check to be a cleaner. Am I forgetting anything? This 24-minute video. I do not think so. So yeah, share, like, comment, tag some people. Thank you.